welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today it is time for another monthly TBR and I thought I'd keep it a little bit festive this month and we're gonna do a wrapped TBR. We have 15 books here to choose from. I did go ahead and number all of these because we are gonna do a random number generator to actually choose our books. Because if I'm being super honest with you guys, I know what a couple of these books are just based on the size. And if I was just choosing these blindly, I could kind of cheat the system a little bit. So we're gonna keep it fair and a random number generator is gonna actually do the picking. The past few months I've done a 6-book TBR and we're just gonna keep it the same this month. I already have a couple reading vlogs planned for the month ahead and anything beyond 6 would just be totally unrealistic. So let's go ahead and choose our first book for December. I set the generator to choose 1 through 15 and let's go ahead and see what this first number is gonna be. Okay, so our first book is going to be 11. This does look like the chunkiest book here, so lucky me. I'm gonna try and do this to where you see the book first, so let's go ahead and unwrap our book. I think this is the right way around. This is a very lucky pick. This is the next book I need to read in the Throne of Glass series. I already wanted to continue the series this month, so this is actually the perfect book to add to our TBR because I know I'm gonna read this one, guys. Starting off the month strong, let's freaking go. And our second book is 14, my lucky number. I feel like this could be literally any book ever. It's a very standard height and length, probably a little rom-com. I actually don't have any guesses about what this one's gonna be. Book number 2 is, Savor It by DeWitt. I do think this is a summer rom-com, so it doesn't really fit holiday season, but I have been really excited to try a book from this author. This is a little small town romance as our male main character I think is from New York and he comes to this small town in an effort to rebuild his reputation. These two team up in the town's annual summer competition and once they team up I think it leads to a little bit of fake dating, but that's really all I know. I feel like I have heard others read a lot of DeWitt's other books, but I can't really remember anyone reading this book specifically. Hopefully I like it. I think it is pretty dang short, just over 300 pages. So if I manage to get around to this one, I think it'll be a pretty quick and easy read. Book number 3, 2. This one is a little bit chunkier than our last book, potentially. This is a fantasy book, but I'm not totally sure. Wow. I'm loving this TBR so much. I've really wanted to read Belladonna by Adalyn this winter. This is like a little gothic fantasy. I haven't ever read anything like it, but I think our male love interest is Death himself, which I feel like is going to be a very interesting dynamic. Our female main character Signa has a very complex relationship with death. I believe a lot of people in her family have passed away, and so she kind of loathes death, though he's always been in her life, and I think they develop a romance. Very excited for this one. This was a high contender to read last month because I hauled it in October. Haven't had time to read it yet, but I'm very, very excited for this one. Halfway done and I'm loving this TBR so far. Let's go ahead and generate our 4th book. 14 again, we already did 14, so let's spin. 5. Ooh, okay, 5 is a little shorty. This book is tiny. Already loving that, but I can't even remember what book this would be. Oh my gosh, Harry Potter. I would love to read this book this month. I don't know about you guys, but I find the first Harry Potter so nostalgic. It is my most watched Harry Potter. It's basically just a comfort movie for me. I can turn that on at any point in time and I'll be happy. I think that the first few Harry Potters really give Christmassy winter vibes. Later in the movies, they get a little too scary for me, but I haven't actually read the Harry Potter series. I would love to get to this book this month. I think the vibes would be so immaculate. I previously did try to pick this up and I made it all the way to page 23. So hopefully I can do a little bit better than that this month. I freaking love doing TBRs, especially when the TBR knows the assignment and keeps choosing me amazing books. Let's go ahead and pick our 5th book. 9. 9 is a pretty chunky one, so I think it has to be a fantasy. With that in mind, I think it's either Threadneedle or Legendborn, both of which I wouldn't be opposed to. I think this is upside down, and I'm putting my guesses on Legendborn. Yep, Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I've heard a lot of great things about this book. The thing that has kept me away from it is the length. It is 500 pages plus. So while I do think a little YA fantasy novel would be great this time of year, I don't know if a 500-page book is great this time of year. The only thing I really know about this is it's a King Arthur retelling. Our main character Bree starts going to UNC Chapel Hill and witnesses a magical attack on her very first night. She then finds out that there's this secret society that's supposedly like King Arthur descendants, and I think she teams up with them to fight the demons and fight the bad magic. I have heard this is a great book, so I would love to get to this book if I have time, but so far we have quite a bit of fantasy on this TBR, and I don't know if I can get to all of that, but this is a book I would like to read very, very soon. Okay guys, last book we're going to pull. I'll be so honest, I really want number 10 to happen because I know what number 10 is. Let's see if luck is on my side today. 3, 2, 1. Luck is not on my side. Let's see what number 6 is gonna be. I think this is the right way up. Ooh, okay, The Spare by Rani. This is something I hauled in October for my little birthday haul. I've never heard anyone read this book, and I think it hasn't been rated a ton on Goodreads, but this is a little biotech billionaire romance, and I think the relationship dynamic is brother's best friend turned rivals to lovers. We follow our main girl character Salome, who's been working her way up her family's company. She thought the CEO role was within her grasp. That is until Marcus Sutton, her brother's best friend turned business rival, returns to Manhattan. And I've never read a brother's best friend romance, and I thought this one would be pretty fun. Dual POV and super short. I think this is gonna be a great palette cleanser, considering almost all of my TBR is fantasy. So here is the TBR for this month. I think this is one of the best TBRs I've ever randomly pulled. To do a quick little recap, we have Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is book 4 in the Throne of Glass series. Next, we have a book that doesn't really match the theme of this month, but we'll forgive her. We have Savor It by DeWitt, which is a spicy little summer rom-com. Next, we have a book that is very on theme for winter. We have a gothic romance, which is Belladonna by Adalyn Grace. Next book I think would be perfect to read around Christmas time, book 1 in the Harry Potter series. For our 4th fantasy book, we have the YA fantasy novel Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. And finally, to round us off, we have a billionaire romance, The Spare by Rani. All right, y'all, that is the TBR for December. I am very happy with how this one turned out. I think there are a lot of great books, a lot of books that I would absolutely love to get to this month, and hopefully I have good news to share at the end of December. Not only that we completed the TBR, but that some of these are a 5-star read. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below what's on your TBR for December, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.